Now, when I go to the etymology of disingenuous or ingenuous, right, to start, is intelligent or talented. And then the dis, of course, means opposite or lack of. And then for dependency or dependent, it's conditioned on, be because of. So the code makes it together with joint, right? So it kind of means something like the success of unintelligent or untalented togetherness, right? And then that brings me to the word I wanted to focus on and for you to pick up there is the word talent. All right. As talent has the meaning of inclination, disposition, will, and desire, and then balance, weight, sum of money, etc. So it kind of makes the meaning come down to a combined imbalance of understanding, which will definitely have an effect on your balance in life. It's going to add weight on your shoulders, compression, depression, and the same monetarily. So now that we got the mathematics, the vibrations, the frequency of what we're talking about here on the table, let's go ahead and tell me how that parallels to what you were just saying, because it kind of does, but it just makes it so much more simplified if we look at it like that, right?
It's funny because when you talk about, say, taxonomy of words and you look at where they come from, I think it's something that's really important, and it's interesting because it's a very North American way to understand terminology. And I'm going to bring this back a little bit to Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. I was talking with a friend of mine who's from Brazil, and he's very talented, both as a coach as well as a player in Jiu Jitsu. And one of the things for him that he talks about that's very different about different languages outside of the English language is the way that they communicate isn't through a taxonomy sort of basis, but more emotive. And
Mm.
so the way that he communicates his jiu-jitsu is through the art of feeling and expression. Whereas the way that I understand jiu-jitsu is the sort of the John Danaher approach, which is taxonomy. It's just very simple. It's like label it, and then through that label, you can then say create an object because you can put a couple different things together, and now you have an object. You can understand that object, and then create the relations to the other items. So when we look at the idea of disingenuous codependency, we take it from a taxonomy basis. I think the way that you dissect it was brilliant, absolutely very well done. And then you have to look at it from the other side and say, what does that look like from a emotive perspective? So taking away just the words, but taking about what's behind the words and how does that feel?
That is what a lot of people do, is operate on feelings. So it's
Mm-hmm.
great that you brought that up, because there is the value added potential, and there also is the latent danger, right? So let's get into this rabbit hole, starting with